If you've built a React frontend and you want to ship it alongside your Xano backend, well, now you can. And you can do it all with Xano. No other hosts or third parties needed. And I want to show you how you do that, either through the UI, the VS Code extension, or the MCP server. And by the end of this, you'll have the knowledge to be able to go ahead and host your own application using Xano's front-end capabilities. We'll be covering these three upload types. We have our UI, which is going to be good if you're in the platform. You'll take a zip file and upload it. We have the VS Code extension, which is great if you're a developer within an IDE, day-to-day development work. Just go ahead and upload it. And then lastly, we have our MCP server integration, which is good for, you could say, scripts or either smaller sites. And that's what we'll be taking a look at here. So these three methods, we'll go ahead and explore. And, well, let's go ahead and get started. First, we'll navigate to Xano. And what we want to do is locate, under the Library tab, the static hosting. When we're here on this page, you can create a new site using this blue button. I've already done so. You can see here this card by the name of default. I'll go ahead and click it open, and there are no resources at the moment. But first, you see in the top right, this upload build button. Let's just go ahead and click that. We'll go ahead and give it a name, and we'll say this is our test with UI. And I'll go ahead and click next. And now I have this drag and drop where I can go ahead and upload my files. Now, what I'm going to want to do is upload my entire project build. You can either do it where the project's already built. This is going to be the directory for my entire project. This includes the Xano backend as well as the front end existing here in this static folder. I'm going to go ahead and compress this. I'll either send it to a compressed file or just go ahead and compress static, depending if you're on Windows or Mac. And then I'll take my zipped file and I'll go ahead and just drag it right there. We're going to give it a couple moments as it processes, and then next we'll see the build process begin. So after it's been uploaded, it is going to start building. Now it's going to take a little bit of time, so while we're doing this, let's go ahead and explore what it looks like within VS Code, or of course your IDE of choice. Here I'm going to be inside Cursor, but VS Code, Windsurf, anti-gravity are all options. What we're going to want to do really is just, of course, have our static file already. We're imagining here that front end has been built. And to upload it, you're just going to do Command-Shift or Control-Shift-P, and you're going to type in XanoScript upload static file. So XanoScript upload static files. And we'll go ahead and click Enter or select it. And we now have an option of development or production. Now, we'll go ahead and send it to development here. And that's all you have to do. Pretty simple. And we have one additional workflow that we need to go ahead and cover, and that's going to be our MCP server. So while everything's processing and building on our backend, let's take a look at that MCP server. What you're going to want to do is go to your instance page, find your instance, and then this gear icon, click it, and then select Metadata API and MCP server. Here under Xano MCP server connections, we can go ahead and select any of these checkboxes. These are the parameters that our MCP server will have, so the tools we'll have access to. For us, let's go ahead and select our front end, and now we'll just make sure that we copy this SSE connection. And while we're here, we also want to select the Manage Access Tokens. We want to create a new access token. We can give it any name, something that you'll remember, of course, for its utility, and then change its expiration. Once you have something selected, go ahead and create it. Make sure we copy this value as well, and now we can go back into our MCP server workflow. Inside our workflow, how does this work? Well, you can take a look at how to build this lovable clone video that we just released, but we're taking all of the data from our site and we're going to turn it into a zip file. So for this example, we're combining our HTML, our CSS, and our JavaScript into a single HTML file. We're going to go ahead and pass it into this create and return zip function. And all we're going to be doing is taking all these individual pieces, we're adding these file resources to the zip file, and then we're returning the zip file back to our workflow. Now it doesn't end there though, we need to do another step. And just two more, actually. What we need to do is turn this file's data into base 64 because the MCP server is going to require base 64 data for file transfers. So zip_file.data to select that file resource's data, and then the base 64 encode filter. After we've done that, we need to now concatenate this with the header value that we're expecting. And this is going to be the data application/zip, and then base 64. We're going to go ahead and concatenate this base 64 content here, that variable in the previous step. Once we have our base 64 content and it's officially within the format that the MCP server is expecting, we can actually now use our MCP call tool. Now, what you see here at the very top are the URL and that bearer token. These are the values we just copied and I asked for you to keep safe. Now, if you, of course, don't want to have them loose leaf, I would strongly advise you going to your settings, this blue manage button here, and just adding these environment variables. And you'll notice here for me, I've included 3 environment variables. My URL, that's that Xano MCP environment variable. Bearer token, the Xano bearer. Now, the connection type, it'll stay SSE. We're going to use the tool name of create static host build. We'll go ahead and set these parameters, file, that base 64 file that we created with the header and body data, the name, the description, your workspace ID, and you will want to go ahead and make sure that this is converted to an integer. And then we're going to set the static host, which is just whichever name you want to give it. This is perfect for workflows and for scripts and things of that nature. But these are the 3 methods of being able to upload your React app to the front end. But it's not done here. We can see here we have the test with UI. That's the name we gave it when we were testing with UI. And we also have the static, which is coming from the VS Code. And again, if you want to see the MCP server integration in practice, go ahead and take a look at that video, how to build a lovable clone. But with this, we'll go ahead and select any of these resources, and we'll notice that we have a log in the bottom right-hand corner. This is perfect for being able to troubleshoot errors and understand if maybe a project build failed, where it went wrong. You also have at the top this deploy prod and deploy dev buttons. So the differentiation between your workspaces, again, if you're developing, you might not want to have it on production where all of your users are. So we want to give you that distinction. Let's go ahead and select our static here. This has that dev. We can either click this dev URL up here. And so here is our React app. And what did we build? Well, it's a lot like Google's Dino Dash, but in this case, it's Xano Dash. And instead of a dinosaur, it's a cute little dog, our team mascot. And you just have to jump over these obstacles. And it's a lot like building a backend without Xano. If you find the Xano power-up, well, then you'll have invincibility. A lot like what it's to build a backend with Xano. So go ahead and get a high score. We can't wait to see what you get. And of course, happy building. It's now time to go ahead and build your front end and host it with Xano.